All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to this nice stormy Wednesday. As you can see, it's not doing a whole lot here yet, just raining, just regular rain. Um, don't think we're going to get the bad stuff until the middle of the night. But they can't tell everybody to stay put after noon. So here you go. It's noon, so we're staying put. It's the way they're hyping the storm. It's enough to scare you to death. It really is. Um, but we're looking at all the numbers, and we've been here 10 years, so we've been through a few storms. So you know, um, it's doable. That's all I can say. We're staying put. I've got my phone. I had it plugged in. That's something I'm doing. I'm keeping it charged. You never know.
We have battery banks.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just doing that in case, so I guess. um, but yeah, I just didn't want to run out. I said, because I've been watching a lot of stuff on. Of course, everybody's got it on TV. I mean, it's like a snowstorm up north from a day ahead of time. All they do is talk storm. And I said, it's enough to scare you to death. And not that you shouldn't be forewarned. There's a lot going on, and this is a serious storm. But like after a while, you're listening to them, it makes you really, really antsy. But just, just take heed that we've never had too much problems here. I said our utilities are underground. We've got the best stormwater system that I have ever seen. I mean, it's engineered wonderfully, and we've not had standing
water. Is there
anybody
on here, or are we talking to ourselves?
Well, I'm not there yet, so. Okay. Yeah, we got 90 watching. So.
Huh?
Got 90 watching right now.
90.
90, yes. Oh, thank you, Rob. He said he's in California and praying for you. Well, I said, I think we're in a good position here. We've always been in the villages. I said, they do wonderful things when it comes to engineering the water. And the biggest share of the problems from the hurricanes are storm surge and water. Drowning is a big deal. And I said, we've got the best as far as engineering, as far as the water retention goes. And so, I'm hoping this isn't any different than the rest of them in the last 10 years.
You get notified?
No.
I don't either.
I never do, though. But
well, I do all the time, mostly. You guys don't get notified because you got notifications turned off on your phone.
No, I don't.
Bet you do.
Okay. Anyhow.
By the way, I checked my analytics last night while I was editing some of the news. 61% of the people that watches my videos full time still have not subscribed. I don't understand why. If you're one of them people, I wish you would send me a message some way, somehow, and let me know why. I'm just dying to know. Why do you watch and not subscribe? I just don't get it.
Well, a lot of people are under the idea that they have to pay. And for regular YouTube, you don't pay anything. You can subscribe without paying anything.
Hey, it's a game down here. I mean, I'm the only one to tell you guys the honest to God truth. It's a game down here. Everybody's wanting to be that #1 YouTuber here. And so it goes by subscriptions. This guy's got 50,000 subscribers, and this guy's got 10,000 subscribers. And so it's a game down here trying to figure out who's doing what to who, when, where, and how. And be honest with you, and I'll be quite honest with you, I've been doing this longer than anybody. I started YouTube here. I introduced half the people to you. And I'm just being eliminated, basically.
Oh, and Jerry, yeah, we're good. I said the bad part hasn't started. They're expecting about 2 p.m. is when the winds are going to pick up here, but the actual storm hitting won't be until 1 or 2 in the morning. So I said we're good right now. Just drizzling rain. just enough to make Buddy not want to go outside.
He don't like peeing out in the rain.
Yeah, he don't like being out in the rain.
And God help you if he has to poop.
And he hasn't done that yet this morning, so.
He doesn't want his butt to touch that wet grass.
I mean, we've been out several times. We've been able to, so. Okay. Yeah, we've been out several times to do the other thing, but he hadn't pooped yet, so I'm hoping, he usually goes in the morning and goes in the evening. This evening is probably going to be hard for him to go out. It's got to be coming down. And I told somebody this morning that our other dog, we had a little plastic wading pool, and I had a clump of turf in it, and that's where she would go. Did not think about this time, and just, we don't
We
have
ain't
room.
doing that. I got enough crap in the garage. We're not
Well, I
doing
said,
it.
we don't have room in the garage for anything right now, so that wasn't happening. So anyhow, he's going out when I take him out, and, if he's able to, fine. If he's not, that's fine too, so. Mark Ryan says, hello to everyone, thinking about all our village's neighbors. Stay safe. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, we all are keeping an eye on everything. And Jerry, the tornadoes things, we're like a 1 right now as far as tornadoes.
They already
springing
got
up.
a confirmed tornado down by Okeechobee.
Yeah, and I said, they said as the storm comes north, then we will have more likelihood. But right now we're at a very, very low.
Hopefully it don't come north.
Well, it's going east-northeast.
I know, but I heard it wobbled further south.
Well, I don't know. I heard it went 13 miles north, so
I think it
who
was John
knows?
Paul on Discord said that he got on the news this morning and it wobbled further south.
Yeah, well, and I said, I got on there too, and it said it went 13 miles to the north, so that's what I said. When you get this information constantly coming in, and nobody knows until it hits exactly what's happening. Like I seen somebody send a thing the other day, said if you're asking them if they're, how they're doing at 72 hours out, they're going to say they're fine. You got to wait until the storm hits before they really know. And then several, of course, on the coast, they've ordered evacuations. One of our granddaughters is in Plant City, and I guess they've ordered evacuation there. I haven't heard from her, don't know where she's going. The other is up in Indiana, so don't have to worry about her.
They said, I think she said by 2 o'clock this afternoon, the bridges over at Tampa Bay will be closed. So if you live on the other side of the bridges, like Treasure Island or whatever, you need to get out now. They always say it's a mandatory evacuation. There's no such thing. You own the property. They can't make you leave. I think they should be able to, but if they make you leave, that obligates them to have some place for you to go. So that's why they can't mandatory make you leave. But what they can do is tell you, if you're not out by 2 o'clock, you're stuck. And DeSantis has already said it. We're not going to be able to help you. So I mean, they're not coming in there with a lifeboat to get you out if you're flooded. And
we've got 16,000 linemen and first responders actually staged here in the villages. It's down in the Coleman area. But like I said, they're here because, of course, they give them the land to do that. But they're here also because we don't really have much damage from the storms usually because we're so far inland. Of course, that doesn't make any difference if you're flooding. But like I said, they're here because, this is a good area that kind of sends them out from here all the way around the state.
I lose shingles. Every time there's a high wind, I lose shingles on that side of the house. I've got some missing now from the last hurricane. Not a lot, but a few. Insurance already been known about it. They were supposed to call me this week. They haven't called me this week. Insurance down here is the worst. Customer service for worse. They do nothing.
Mr. Rizzo says, good morning for the windy Florida Keys. They headed down.
I figured that's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
Because I think originally that most of the hurricanes are supposed to be up north. They're going to get some wind and whatever, but nothing.
Yeah, that's where
and he's probably got hurricane windows.
He does.
Stuff.
So they feel very safe down there.
Yeah.
So, Elizabeth from Chicago says, stay safe. Thank you, Elizabeth. And Laura, I did see your post. Kelly B says, hi, friends. Kevin K, hello, Sue and Skip. KM, hi, stay safe. Nothing yet at Port St. Lucie. Well, you know that you're coming. You know it's coming. They haven't told you to evacuate. I think you're going to be south of where the storm's going to hit, but still.
St. Lucie on the Atlantic side?
I don't think so. I don't know for sure. I really don't know. Mark Sears from Michigan said, I wondered if you'd be on today. Yeah, we figure there's nothing going on right now. When the wind picks up to where it's full force, we're not going to stay in this blast-in lanai. We'll be heading in. But for right now, it's very quiet. Like I said, we've got a little bit of rain, just enough that bothers Buddy. But other than that, like I said, we're good. And like I said, later on this evening, it may be different. Even by 2 o'clock, by the time we get off of here, it might be pretty nasty. We don't know. Okay, Rich A says hi from Warminster, Pennsylvania. 48 degrees this morning. Now 66. Stay safe with the hurricane. Wow, 48 degrees. I can't even remember 48 degrees.
Hey, Julie.
Yeah.
We're doing okay. Don't worry about us. We're okay.
Bob Walter says this storm isn't like others. Stay safe. We know that, and that's why we're prepared.
That's what Craig said. Port St. Lucie is on the Atlantic side.
Oh, okay.
So they're not going to get anything.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Yes,
St. Lucie, I think, is south.
Doesn't matter. They're actually evacuating along that.
But I think St. Lucie is south. And the south part of Florida is being spared from all this.
Okay. Be safe. Laura says, yes, stay safe. My friend who lives near 466 in Buena Vista is nervous. Yeah, we all are a little bit because they all keep saying this one's a little different. And I said, we've been through a lot of in the last 10 years. The worst one being Irma. And it was.
Irma was a category 4 when it hit Tampa. By the time it got here, it was either a high 1 or a low 2, controversial.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same thing they're saying about this one. And
no, out in the ocean a while ago, so it was a category 5.
That's out in the ocean. When it hits land, it's a big 4.
It'll be a 4. Hopefully by the time it gets here, it won't be no worse than Irma. But we don't know how much rain we're going to get with this.
Yeah, and that's what I said. That's one of the worst things about the storm is the rain. The wind can do some havoc. Like I said, your bushes, your trees, and trees aren't planted real deep here. And so I said, once the ground gets saturated, and it's been raining now. It rained all day Monday. Then it was nice yesterday, and then it's rained all day today. And so once the storm rain comes, that's a lot of water. So your trees, some of them are going to be uprooted because the ground's saturated. We're lucky that we don't have the storm surge that the coast has. But like I said, once the ground gets saturated, all your big bushes, big trees, and that kind of thing, won't take much wind to knock them over. So that's something you have to remember. But so far, it's kind of like Irma was.
Most of the palm trees, I've noticed that whenever we had a hurricane where trees were down, it was never the palm trees. It was always the big 100-year-old oak trees. Those are the ones that came down.
Yeah. And like I said, I've seen some in the most unlikely places you'd ever think of come down. And they looked like they were very, very steady, very safe. But I've seen them come down during the storm. So that's a big issue. If you've got a lot of trees around your house. Then I said, our palm trees aren't very big.
There she is. No wonder we haven't seen her on here for a while. She's changed her name. She said Hamish is now a villager and can't wait. Remember we said, I said the lady that had the dog Hamish. I said, I haven't seen her on for a long while.
Land Girl, yeah.
And you said you haven't seen her on for a while.
Yeah.
Well, she changed her name to Land Girl.
Yeah.
It wasn't Land Girl before. What was it before?
Oh, gosh, I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but it's good to see you back on here.
Yes, yes.
We were wondering what happened to you.
Oh, she said Hamish is now a villager and can't wait to meet Buddy. Well, she's moved.
Oh, maybe
good.
Yeah, maybe that's what we didn't see her. She's in the middle of moving.
Yes, yes.
Marcia.
Oh, Sherry says hi from Linden. Debbie Geringer says howdy, neighbor. Hey, Debbie. How's Mom? You guys doing okay? They're up in the Panhandle, I believe.
Who?
Debbie down the street and her mom.
Buddy's girlfriend?
Yeah.
They're where?
They're up in the Panhandle.
Oh, they left?
They're dog sitting for some friends.
Oh, they didn't leave because of the hurricane?
No, they left before, so.
They drove all the way up there just to babysit a dog?
Well, yeah.
Not this guy.
Okay.
You want me to babysit your dog? You bring him down here. That's what I'd say.
Land Girl says, I'm still with you, Skip and Sue. Hamish and I are officially villagers. We come down end of November, praying for everyone. Stay safe. Well, thank you, hon. Yeah, we will get together when you get down here. You just let us know. Francis, the forecasts went back and forth, but they're saying from 5 to 8. That was the last one I seen, 5 to 8 inches. And I said, but we've already had a lot of rain so far. So that's 5 to 8 with the storm. So I don't know how much it is altogether. And I said, if you keep watching these bands that they have across the state, they have a band that says, one is isolated showers and one is high wind and, one is high water. And like I said, after you watch so many of them, you really don't know what to think.
Mr. Cheese wants to know if the Orlando airport is closed. If it's not closed now, which Sue says it is, it will close because they're not going to allow planes to take off and land and stuff in winds. They just won't do it. Matter of fact, Sue will be the first to tell you, if it's lightning out, they will not even let you get on or off an airplane. You will sit there for hours until the lightning stops.
Yeah, and I have it here somewhere about the airports, but they all closed this morning. Like I was watching on the news a while ago, and they were showing them putting bags on all the little screening things. They were putting plastic bags over it and that kind of thing. And the news lady said that there was they were open for military planes, I think, and something else. But other than that, they were closed. The restaurants are all closed, and that was Tampa and Orlando.
Are they all closed here right now, or are some of the country clubs still open?
I know
it's not that bad right now. I can see Evans Prairie staying open. Let's go in and get a bite to eat.
Well, anything that's FMK is closed.
Okay.
I don't know about the Suleiman. I haven't seen anything from them, whether they're closed or not. So, let's see.
They're closing down once the hurricane starts getting here, which we're getting the early effects now. They pretty much, the path of the hurricane, wherever that may be, they'll lock it up tight as a drum.
Yeah.
You won't get in.
They have took the gate arms down.
Well, they always do.
Yeah, they did that yesterday.
They have the water sprinklers running everywhere to get the pond levels down. And I'm not sure about the hospital. They can't really close the hospital, I don't think. But I know that they do things there to just in case. But remember, we're inland. We're not on the coast. And this is the reason why we decided not to be on the coast, is because one is hurricane problems, and two, the closer you are to the water, the more expensive house insurance is. And in some places around here, like that one neighborhood, I can't think of the neighborhood now, where nobody in that neighborhood could get insurance next to the ocean or the Gulf, and they all lost their houses on the last hurricane. And they're asking people, what are you going to do to rebuild? They have no idea what they're going to do because they have no insurance and their house is totally gone. Yeah. And that's the problem you're going to have on the coast. Now, the condos, that might be a whole different story because they're built different.
No.
What does he want? Oh, he wants to go for a walk.
He wants to go for a walk. But no, he probably wants that the bag holder.
Buddy.
He's pulling at the leash. I had the leash over the chair because I didn't know if he'd have to go out right away, and so he's pulling at his leash. So he may have to go out.
I don't care. He's not going out.
Okay.
He don't tell me what to do.
Oh. Says who? Yeah. Yes, Tavish says she's been watching the live cams from the town square, so we know what's going on in the villages. Yeah, and that's an alternative. You can watch the live cams from the square, although that is kind of a closed-in area, so you don't really get all of the wind there. And I said, if there's nothing there, but you can see probably how heavy the wind is, and probably debris blowing around. That's what I worry about, you know.
Buddy, stop it.
I told my sister this morning, my brother, that it had to hurry up and get over because I had a nail appointment tomorrow. And they laughed. They thought that was funny. but yeah. Tracy says, my chihuahua is barking along with Buddy. That's what he does. He hears a dog on the TV, and he just has fits. And like I said, he didn't used to do that. He just started doing that here lately. So, you know, he's learning from the TV, I guess, how to bark. Let's see. Hey, Paul. Craig C said, "Good day, A. Looks like we picked a great time to visit." Yeah, you picked a great time to visit. At least you'll know what goes on here.
Hey, now you get the full Florida experience.
Yeah.
Before you buy.
Yeah.
Really, this is good for him. He can see how the water thing works, how the winds work. Does the house hold up under these high winds? And then if things don't look like they should or do what they should, he can always say, I ain't buying down here.
Well, and you can look at different areas as to, the water, how the water flows out of here and in here and that kind of thing. You can look at different areas, see if people's got flooded yards, that kind of thing. Like I said, we've got a great engineered water system here, so you don't see that for more than a couple hours at the most. But they did have some problems over in the historic area during a few storms, and I'm hoping they got that taken care of so those people over there won't have any problems. But you just never know, and that's why I always say just be prepared. You don't know if that's going to happen. We may get flooded here. We never have, but like I said, this is a different storm, so we're prepared in case we do. And Craig says, "Hey, great hat, brother."
This is how he give me. This
Yeah.
is for the Canadian first responders. All of them are up here. The police, fire, and rescue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and he says, actually looking forward to see the water management system. Took some before pics yesterday. Yeah,
Well, you know them little ponds you see around the villages? That's where it all goes.
yeah,
Quiet.
golf courses and the ponds, and that's where it all goes. So,
Get down.
and let's see. Tammy says, when we finally move in, we will buy cameras for the house. Yeah, you can. And I said, it's not a biggie. We've got one in a drawer here somewhere. And Philip McNichol says, news reported a tornado near Broward, Collier County. Yeah, they do happen. That's one of the things I worry about during a hurricane. It's not so much the hurricane because of where we're at. If the tornadoes that wind churns up. And I said, we're from Indiana. We know tornadoes. But tornadoes don't give you the kind of warning that hurricanes do. We've had a
we've known this hurricane was coming for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, we've had plenty of time to get
There's another one coming after this one.
Yeah, well,
I don't know where it's going to go.
Tornadoes are very quick, and they don't give you that kind of warning. So, yeah, we're hoping they stay where they're at. But we keep watching just in case. Well, thank you, Craig. We got $4 from Craig.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it, buddy.
And he's going to come out today, but since we got the storm, we thought it better he waited.
I had a plan that our Medicare guy was going to be here today. Do Porch Settin because we're right there at Medicare time to make changes and whatever. And there's been some changes. I got a question. Something about Advantage this year, 2025 Advantage Care has got some major changes, and I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
You can say, well, go read them. Now, I'll wait for the video, or I'll wait for Craig, and I'll just simply ask him, and then he'll tell me what the changes are.
Yeah. And
something about half of the people in Florida have this like MMA or something like that on their Advantage plan, and most insurance companies are dropping that, whatever that even is.
Okay. Craig says, what's the biggest hurricane y'all been through down here?
Andrew.
For us, it was Irma. We weren't
Andrew. Oh, you weren't here? No. We got chased out of the state by Andrew.
Yeah.
He was dead on our heels all the way up to the border, buddy.
Yeah,
we
didn't live here at the time, so we headed north. The biggest one we've actually been through is Irma.
Irma, yeah.
I think it was 2017,
yeah,
I think.
Something like that.
And it spawned a lot of tornadoes. And I said the tornadoes is what did the damage here, not the hurricane. The Mallory area, Caroline area, and that's where we had our house at that time. And that area was hit hard by tornadoes. I think they're one of the highest points actually in the villages.
Mallory is the highest point in all the villages. Mallory, when you get up there, there's a neighborhood when you look down the hill. That's where we first seen the blue tarps. When we first came down here, a tornado went right down that hill. And back then, when Gary Morris is pretty much running this place, I'll give him credit. He pulled all the contractors off building the new houses and says, go get them people's roofs taken care of, and then we'll go back to work later. Yeah. And I thought that was super cool of him to do that.
Yeah. Tracy Swords, $10. Well, thank you, Tracy. And you like my hair? I got it on sale.
Tracy, did you ever get on Discord? I mean, I keep looking for you. I've sent you your Discord invite several times. I know sometimes it can be a little difficult to figure things out, but I haven't seen you on there. Maybe you're on there and I don't know what name you're using. Just kind of curious.
Okay.
It's none of my business, really.
Okay, I'm
But
looking.
if you're not a Patreon member and you get on our Discord, I'm telling you, Discord around here is almost where it's at. People and what they eat, and where they go, and what they do, and what they're all doing about this hurricane, and all kinds of stuff on there. Am I ready? I'm as ready as you can be. Here's what I've got. I've got 2 battery banks. Matter of fact, I'm plugged into one of them now because my phone was dead and I didn't pay no attention last night. And this here keeps all of these things charged up. It's charged and ready to go. I got a generator in the garage, gassed up and sitting there, and it runs perfectly. I got 2 battery banks. The small one's out here. I got the big one out in the garage, just charged up at 100%. I've got 8 or 9 or 10 solar lights. In case the lights go out, they'll give us some light. And I don't know, what else can you do? I guess I'm going to take a shower, last shower, because if the water gets out here for 2 or 3 days, at least I've had a last shower. And then I'll leave the water in the tub because that'll flush the toilet in case we need to do that. Now, truthfully we've never had to do any of that ever.
No, we've never lost power here. In 10 years, we've never lost our power, never lost TV. Because everything here, most of it is underground. There are some areas of the villages that have, I think over in the, what is that across Morse? I forget. The area across Morse.
Across Morse.
If you go down Hillsborough, you cross Morse.
Well, that's where Pine Hills, Pine Ridge.
Yeah, that's it. Pine Hills and I don't know why I couldn't remember that, but that area did have a power outage. Of course, they're on a different power grid than what we are. But like that area did have a power outage, but I think it was a very short one, short-lived anyhow. We're in the Hillsborough area, and we have never lost anything. So, and I said the worst we've got is we've lost some shingles. And yeah, and Tammy says there's a lot of tornadoes in the south. Been watching some reports on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that on the news a while ago, but there's a lot of confirmed funnel clouds. I don't know if anything's been confirmed on the ground, but there's some confirmed funnel clouds down by the Okeechobee area.
Yeah. Paul Borland wants to know, does the bonds cover drains? Does the bond cover drains?
Drains? What drains?
I'm assuming he means in the street, the water drains.
The bonds pay to put them in. It doesn't pay for repairs.
No. Oh, Anno says hello from Indiana. Well, hi, Ann. A lot of our family evacuated, and that's where they're at right now. And I said, they keep yelling at me, why am I here? But like, we've never had a problem here, and we're not really scared of staying here. I think we're really better off here than we were out on the highway. If you guys have been watching the news, you've seen the tie-up on 75 and the turnpike. I mean, it was end-to-end cars. They were fighting to get fuel because the fuel trucks couldn't get in fast enough because everybody evacuating from the coast goes north. And I said, they get on the interstate. So I said, they want fuel. The pharmacies here, all the pharmacies here and the grocery stores are closed. But the pharmacies are filling prescriptions for evacuees. I don't know if they would if it was something dire, but that's what I've been told, that the evacuees were having prescriptions filled if they were on their way through or what have you. But yeah, the stores closed, I think, at 5 or 6 yesterday, the groceries. And like I said, the pharmacies stayed open, but like I said, they're only writing prescriptions for evacuees. The gates were taken down yesterday, and like I said, I've got a list of closings and cancellations. So, it's a serious storm, and you got to think of it as a serious storm. But I think we're better off staying right where we're at. We got a good sturdy house. Most of the houses here are brick, and like I said, they're built to storm standards. So
all the houses in Florida, newer houses anyway, and that's what this one was when we bought it, is built to hurricane standards. It's not just a normal built
Oh,
There's
okay.
certain little things they put in every house to help keep the roof from getting blown off. Doesn't do much for the shingles, but you know.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Garland Jeans is watching from Indiana. Galen Jean. Oh, okay. Hey, I said we're fine down here. It's starting to rain a little harder, but still, still not doing a whole lot yet. I said we don't expect much until this evening. Patrick Downing says, "Stay safe, Skip and Sue." We will, honey. We know. They said we know what to expect pretty much. Although they keep saying this is going to be different, I don't know how different it could be. Like I said, we're looking at the wind numbers and the rain numbers, uh, and I said we think we've weathered a few of those, so we think we're fine. I wouldn't be. Some people that did evacuate, like I said, are stuck out on the interstate. I started to say that stuck out on the interstate because they can't get gas, and all the gas here. They were out yesterday evening. People kept sending messages. Does anybody know where we can get gas? And there was a few places because they don't have a shortage of gas. At the time, they were everybody was going to get gas, and so they run out. So until the fuel trucks could get there, they just had to wait till the fuel trucks got there.
Best time to get gas is when you first hear about the hurricane heading your way. Fill it up, park it in the garage, then you can wait it out.
But those people on the move, that's the one I'm talking about. They're running out of gas.
If you're on a vacation or whatever and you're heading down to Florida during a hurricane, just do the best you can do because, yeah, especially if you're on the interstate, because that's where everybody goes, the interstate.
But it looked like a parking lot yesterday.
And probably the best way to get gas is get off the interstate. Get over in them small little towns. That's probably where you find your best available gas.
Yeah. TJC says, have you noticed new homes are not coming with fans or window blinds? Well, you know what?
Our house didn't come with any window blinds.
Yeah, our house didn't come with any window blinds.
That's not unusual.
10 years ago. They save where they can. Something that I noticed, and I don't know if there's anything to it or not. It might just be me. But I go through the paper all the time and look at what's for sale and it seems like in the new areas, it doesn't seem like they're building as many golf cart garages. And I don't know if that's by accident or, maybe they just aren't advertising them yet. But it just happened to
I would think they'd build more of them.
Well, you would think, but like I said, the farther and farther away they go, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I'm still standing by what I said. If you can afford a golf cart garage, that's an additional 10 grand on an average. Get it, because that extra space, even if you don't have a golf cart, get that garage because that extra space comes in handy.
Yeah.
You should see my garage right now.
Yeah, you don't want to see our garage right now. Craig says 2 major changes is coming to the insurance.
Is Craig on here?
Maximum out of pocket for prescription drugs is $2,000, down from $8,000 in 2024. So that's substantial.
Look at that. I'm just now walking out the door. You're not even watching live.
Thought I was. There. It went off a while ago, and I just turned it back on. Yeah, that's substantial. I also heard that
I haven't paid anything out of pocket since I've been on this.
You haven't had anything done.
Well, medicine.
Yeah, you do the mail order pharmacy.
I just went in for labs.
Your stuff is all free.
Doctor appointments. I've never paid nothing.
No. And I said,
so where does this $2,000 out of pocket come from? Hospital visit? I don't know.
Yeah. Or if you have surgery.
Well, I'm not ever doing that.
Well, like I said, you're fairly healthy, so yeah. I would be in bad shape. But
yeah.
Anyhow, still, that's substantial.
For 2 days, I've had to sleep in the other room because I've had to make frequent visits to the bathroom all night long.
Yeah, you know why?
I know why.
Last week when he was talking about I don't never bring you peanuts, I bought him peanuts.
I'm not supposed to have them. As a matter of fact, when I had a doctor appointment, I told her about my diverticulitis. I said my favorite thing is probably peanuts, and I said that's my favorite snack. I'd rather have that than popcorn. And she was telling me, well, you shouldn't have it at all, blah blah blah. And then she goes to this whole explanation as to why, like I've heard it before. And then she says, but if you're going to, she said, try to chew it up very fine, as fine as you can before you swallow it, because it'll have a tendency to pass through maybe a lot quicker. So, and then she said, pace yourself. Don't eat the whole can at one time, a little bit now, a little bit later. So that's what I did. But I think I ended up eating half the can before I quit.
I don't know why you don't listen.
And then the next day when I got up, I told Sue, I said, my gut's killing me. I said, I'm not going to eat anything today. I just don't, because it makes you feel feverish if you've never had a gut problem, and it makes you feel sick. It makes you want to throw up. All the bad things you can imagine.
Yeah.
And yeah, for 2 days, that's the way I was. So I just stayed in the other room because otherwise I knew between our bed and the bathroom, I'd keep her up all night long. Buddies start barking at me. So I just stayed in the other room.
Tracy Sword says, I missed it again. The link expired. Send it again.
Huh?
Tracy Sword says she missed it again and it expired. Send it again.
I'm going to send it to you today. Get on there today, Tracy, and get signed up. Once you sign up, you're done forever. You'll be on there forever, for as long as I've got it. So you only have to do it once. I just know on some computers, and I don't know if it's old computers, new computers, I don't know. Some people get right on right away. I got on mine right away. I think Sue had a little bit of a struggle. Didn't I? When I sent you the invite, did you have struggle getting on?
Not on that.
No, you didn't?
Not on Discord. No,
Okay.
something else.
But some do. So I'll just warn you now. I mean, I don't know what the problems are, but I just assume you'll figure it out.
Let's see. John Romanek says, Skip, what are you doing about your RV?
Ain't nothing I can do. It's parked under a roof. It's about as protected as it's going to get. You know, if the covering falls on my RV and tears it, I guess I'll be calling the insurance company. I don't know. There's nothing you can do. Now, Linda's got hers, because now she's got a much more expensive RV than I got. But she's got hers there. It's kind of behind Spar. Is that a hardware store, Spar? Whatever that is. It's back there where they make the atomic golf carts. In that area back there, there's a RV storage there where you can store them inside and outside. When I say inside, I mean it's locked in a building with a garage door and a roof. And hers is in there. And if I could, I'd really like to be in there. But I have no idea what rental is to be in there.
And we are under roof, but it's all open.
Yeah, it's open on the side, but I've got a roof.
Yeah.
And I've got like a 75-foot spot, and my RV's only 30 feet long, so you can imagine how well tucked in last time I was over there during the other hurricane, I did video, and there wasn't no water getting on the RV at all, but that doesn't stop wind.
Yeah, but you've got rigs parked on either side of you and in front of you, so you don't have anybody in front? Okay.
Or
but
back.
You do have somebody on either side.
Well, one side.
Yeah.
The other side, that RV disappeared. I don't know if they're traveling or they. See, a lot of people come down, they'll rent them places for a month, and then they leave.
Yeah. Craig C. said, thank you again for the legacy promo video.
What?
The legacy promo video.
The legacy.
Yeah,
that's going to come out on YouTube also. I put that on Patreon a couple weeks ago, I think. I put it on YouTube members a week or so ago. I haven't put it on YouTube yet because I'm trying to get it to where you'll get the best views, because I really think it's a good deal. It's a good idea. And I don't want to have it. I don't want people to have the excuse as, well, we weren't home all day, or we were golfing, or we were on a cruise. Right now, everybody's on a cruise. I don't know why, but why do you take a cruise during hurricane season? I would never do that.
Kevin's back.
I know he does it. He's crazy. He's a crazy.
Back.
But he took a cruise during hurricane season. Starts when?
In June.
And ends when?
November 30th.
I'm not taking a cruise anywhere in there.
Okay. John and Jane want to know, did you do any prep for your RV?
Anyone?
Any prep for your RV?
Only thing you can do to any RV for anything that you do really is just make sure that it's sealed tight. Make sure the windows are all shut. Make sure that there's no leaks and all this and that. But like I say, I'm under roof, so even if my roof leaks, which it don't, I don't have to worry about that. All the windows are shut. Last time I was over there, everything was sealed up. I mean, I haven't put out all the videos yet, but I've been trying to upgrade a few things over there, and I have. I just haven't done the video yet. But there's nothing you can really do. It's all locked up, so I guess it's as good as it's going to get.
When Kevin says, I just took a video of my home. Yeah, not a bad idea, especially.
You mean for insurance reasons?
Yeah, I would do that on the inside too, so you have evidence of what expensive stuff you might have in there.
Make sure you take a video of your wife. She might disappear.
Sean Paul says, I like the bond more when we're in a hurricane.
I don't get it.
Well, listen, all the stuff that they do here, I mean, the bond pays for a lot of that.
The bond doesn't pay for anything they do here.
Okay.
Bond pays for infrastructure. That's it.
That is infrastructure. If you're talking about water, where the water goes, the engineering for the water to go.
Okay.
So that's, okay. Sherry Barnes says Magnolia Publix closed yesterday at 6. Yes.
Oh, they did?
And Winn-Dixie closed
even the Publix down there?
Yeah, Winn-Dixie closed at 5. So
See, I would have
all
thought
closed.
that Publix could stay open just a little bit longer.
No, they all closed at 6. They had it on the news.
That's a corporate decision. See, that's what they do in the state of Florida, hurricane. So they make a decision through the whole state. And I always thought that was a mistake as a CEO. You could say, well, the hurricane passed this way, so these up here could stay open longer. These down here could stay open longer. These in a direct path, we want to shut them down at a different time.
Yeah.
But they don't do that. They make one decision, everybody shuts down.
Jews 121 says, stay safe. We will. And I said, we're fully aware of what could happen if you look at either coast. And I said, that's who gets hit hardest when they have these kind of storms. And to watch your car floating away or the cabinets in your house outside on the front lawn, that's kind of a wake-up call, to be careful and to be safe. And so I said, we're doing all the things that we're supposed to do. And then it's in God's hands. So, but like I said, we've never had a problem here. Like I said, other than losing a few shingles, hopefully that's all will happen this time.
I'm figuring I'm going to lose some more.
Yeah, I figure
I'm already figuring on that. So when the repair guy called up about putting the new shingles to replace the ones that's already missing, I told him, I said, let's hold off on that until after this next hurricane.
Yeah. And Craig says Medicare prescription payment plan, insurance companies must provide enrollees the option to pay out-of-pocket prescription drug costs via monthly payments instead of all at once at the pharmacy.
I kind of like what I got because I don't never pay for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, so far. I mean, I suppose if I have an ambulance ride, that's, if I have to, whatever, get stitches in my head because you hit me with a frying pan or something. I mean, maybe that'd be different.
But, I heard that the changes weren't good changes. And so these sound like they're pretty good changes that they made them to.
Well, see, that's the kind of feeling I got when people was talking about it. They're like, the changes they're making it's not good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I thought when Craig gets here, I'm going to ask him.
Yeah. And I said, when you get here, Craig, we've got some questions for you.
We was going to do it today, and I'll take the blame, I suppose. I just thought with the storm being right here, right now, and everything going on, that it just wouldn't be a good idea.
And he lives in Gainesville.
And he lives in Gainesville, and I don't want him driving down here in the storm for 2 hours, and who knows how bad it'll be heading back north. And so, I shouldn't really worry about Craig. He's been here longer than we have, I think, when it comes to hurricanes and stuff. So,
hey, Jose.
We'll just pick a day where it's nice and sunny. We can sit out front, and do it right.
Yeah. Jose, are you still here, or have you evacuated? Jose lives in the historic district. And so I don't know whether they're still here or not.
Hosey?
Yeah.
Hosey.
Oh, Judy says DeSantis was having police escorts for fuel trucks. I think gas is more available. Yeah, they have to do that.
Think about that. Americans. And we have to have an escort for a gas truck to get to a gas station. What the hell's the matter with us anymore?
Well, I said,
we have to, just like this toilet paper thing, again. We didn't learn nothing after COVID. What the hell's the matter with you? Let me tell you something that maybe you don't even know. Toilet paper doesn't come in on ships. We make it here in this country. So you don't have to worry about that.
Razor Girl says, I really like DeSantis. He seems very organized and takes charge. He wants his shot at the presidency, guys.
Yeah, he wants to be president.
But he is doing a good job.
I'm going to say, that ain't not say he ain't doing a great job. As a matter of fact, I do worry about today when he decides to do something else, like maybe get him president or vice president. I don't know. Who are we going to get to replace him?
Yeah.
That'll be as good as him. Is he perfect? I never said that. People have a tendency to make me say things that I've never said. But you have to think about that. Who's going to replace him? That'll be up to us to vote, right?
Yeah.
And I got to tell you right now, I'm not very confident about the United States people and how they think. I think we're all turning into a bunch of, well, never mind. Never mind.
Craig says they've got a cruise Sunday out of Port Canaveral. Can't imagine having to try to fly or drive down Friday
This
or
Sunday?
Saturday. Evidently.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I'd cruise during hurricane season. I just wouldn't do it. Maybe toward the end of hurricane season, like the last part of November, I'd consider that.
Well, and
But
this is really unusual. We have this big a storm this late in the year. Usually October we have
how
nothing.
many years have they been talking about climate change? And the waters are getting warmer. And the
Yeah.
warmer the waters are, the better the storms get. I mean, if
Yeah.
we need to start learning something here and quit walking around with our heads up our keister.
Yeah, Rizzo says we came down 27 yesterday. Lots of gas stations out. Plenty of gas down south. Well, yeah, because they didn't expect it to do much down south. Although they did show on the news a while ago. They were showing the breakers coming in, the water coming in at Key West, and you know where the famous buoy is. Um, they were taking pictures there and watching the water slop over the side rails there. So it was
They were
turning
doing
up.
what? What was the water doing?
It was slopping up the side rails.
That's a technical term, slopping over the side rails.
I don't know what they call it, but Marcia says, Craig, oh, absolutely. He is a very proactive governor. I live in Georgia, and I wish my governor was a lot like him. Well, you know, I watched Rick Scott. When we first moved down here, Rick Scott was the governor. And I was just so in awe of how he handled storms. I mean, I really am. And then he went from being governor to being a senator.
I ain't really
Not
heard.
so big a fan now.
I ain't really heard that much about him since he's become senator.
Well, I said he's trying to.
Just like another guy. What's his name? Webster.
Yeah, Daniel Webster.
Daniel Webster. You see, see reports. Somebody writes reports about him all the time, but for the guy actually to be out there and talking, I never see him.
Yeah, well, and I said he actually Rick Scott is running for senator again, and I said I'm not real keen on him anymore, but that's neither here nor there. That's his job. But I thought
It's all up to the American voter. We're in charge of all
the
of this.
hurricanes, though, was wonderful. I thought he did such a great job, and I think Governor DeSantis is also.
Who was that mayor we had? I want to say Mitch was our man.
Oh yeah, Mitch Daniels. Mitch Daniels.
Mitch Daniels, greatest mayor Indiana ever had. I ain't kidding you.
And he went on to
Become Purdue's president.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really
good.
He knew what the people needed. That was amazing.
One thing, and I brought it up in one of the news reports. I don't know which one it was, where I said our property taxes here are based on the assessed value of this and that, and it told about the rates. Notice I insinuated the word assessed value, not true value, because that's the one thing that governor did up there. He said homes tax rates are going to be on the true value of the home, and the way they determined the true value had something to do with the real estate market and the real estate companies for that area. Whatever homes sold for, not what they were asking, but whatever the average price of the home sold for, that was the true value of that home. Our tax rate went way down because of that.
Yeah.
Other people's taxes went up because of that. So depending on if you went up, you'd hate the mayor, I'm sure. But if it went down, you like the mayor. Governor, yeah. Here it's assessed value. Well, I don't like that, and I'll tell you why. They can make your assessed value anything they want. And in Indiana, I know that all the time our taxes were assessed value, and I always told them, Sam, I know. I always told them, I said, if I could sell this house for the assessed value, I'd sell it tomorrow.
Oh, Jose says, hey, you two stop arguing. It's a hurricane nearby.
Hey, what hurricane?
We don't argue. Jose, you know that. We just fuss at one another. Mark C says, can I go a month or two before replacing a few shingles if needed? I'm a snowbird and don't plan to get back there before.
I can tell you that when was the last hurricane I went through here? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
2.
There's an underlayment underneath of your shingles. It's pretty thick, and it's down pretty good. It's got these little tabs on it and stuff, and that'll keep the water from getting onto the wood. If you have any bare wood showing, you want to cover that right away, and I don't. So I think I'm going to be okay. It's been that way now for 2 or 3 weeks, and I check it all the time, and I just don't like getting up there. And I'll tell you why, is because that sand that's on the shingle, especially here, is so hot that the tar gets kind of dried out and the sand comes loose. And so when you walk up there, it's like marbles. You'll slide around, and that's all I need to do is fall off that roof one time.
Yeah.
And we'll be calling Jose to come over here with his golf cart and drag me to the hospital.
Oh, okay. And yeah, and nice. And a lot of times the process takes that long, Mark. Although one thing you should be aware of, the longer you leave the shingles off, the more likely you might have to have water spots, and that kind of thing. And so, just keep that in mind. You don't want your roof on the inside to have water spots.
Quit.
But yeah, sometimes the process between getting the assessment from the insurance company and then getting the roofers lined up, because they've got a lot of houses here. So, you aren't probably the only one that's asking about getting the roof done. So sometimes it takes that long to get all that done. So I think you're good if you're not coming right away. But like I said, I wouldn't leave it too long because you don't want any more damage to be done. So we lost some shingles in Helene, and we're probably going to lose some shingles this time. But we've got all the other stuff taken care of. We've had the assessor here, we've had the roofer here. So we know eventually it's going to get done. Because I was really worried about that. If nothing else, if you can get hold of a roofer that you are pretty good about, or that you know anything about them, see if they'll put a tarp on for you. If you give them the job, they'll go up and put a tarp on it until they can get to it. So that's something that'll nice to keep you a little bit safer. William Rizzo says we hit bumper to bumper traffic in Clewiston. Yeah, it's
Hit
just
where?
Clewiston. They were heading south. Clewiston.
I don't know where that is.
On 27. They were heading back to the Keys.
Oh.
And so I said, yeah, a lot of people. I said, both coasts are evacuating. And so that's a lot of people. BX Staff Home says, listen, kids, power's going to go out. Your windows will leak. You will lose shingles and siding. This thing is no joke. Well, honey, we've never had that happen before. So
I don't
we'll
think
wait
we'll
and see.
lose. Here's another thing, real quick. Now that you mentioned siding, I got vinyl siding at home. I prefer to have stucco, truthfully, but it's just so much more expensive. But anyway, I got vinyl siding at home. They install the vinyl siding here different than what they do up in Indiana. I noticed that right away. And our other house was vinyl sided, and it went through 5 years of storms, never had a problem. Is when they put the vinyl siding on here, one, the siding, it seems thicker. I mean, you can't push it in all that well, thicker. And then the other thing is, when you put vinyl siding on, it's like hooks, like that, right? On the bottom side, through the whole house, they put braids up that way. Not only is it fastened to the house this way, they put braids on the bottom that way. That way the bottom can't come out. And I can only tell you, knock on wood, so far I have never seen anywhere around us anyhow that anybody's ever lost any siding, ever.
So we hope that's the case today.
Buddy, stop
Fine.
it. He's licking the microphone.
Oh, I didn't notice. Jerry says most designer homes are not pre-built anymore. Okay. Like I said, when we come here, that's what they were doing. Each area was different. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. But this neighborhood was pre-built. And but like I said, I haven't seen anybody. I said, same thing here. A lot of the neighbors, a few of the neighbors, also lost some shingles. But that's about the most damage that I've seen here.
Yeah, but that's back when I was a little better physically, and I replaced all the shingles for them. I replaced mine. I replaced Donnie's next door. I replaced somebody's shingles over here. Here's the problem: that we have a specific shingle here called, what's it called?
Certainteed
shingle. You can't buy that shingle at Home Depot. You can't buy that shingle at Lowe's. Buddy,
let him have it. It's okay.
And you have to go to a place over here at Leesburg, 27. There's a public grocery store there, and you can't see this place from the road. You go behind the public grocery store, and there's a fenced-off warehouse. It's not open to the public. But after a hurricane where I lost shingles, it was open a couple of days for some reason. Maybe they had it open for people like me. I don't know. And I went in, and all the shingles in the villages is from there. And so I went in and got me a couple of even extra bundles and brought them home, which I've still got them, thinking if it ever happens again, I have these shingles. Well, our deed restriction says that your shingles have to match exactly, but they don't sell to the public. If you can't go there and buy the shingles, how are you supposed to replace them? You know, if you have to go through a contractor all the time. And this is the thing that I don't know, it just frustrates me.
Oh, and Patricia Shaw says, I'm staying.
Buddy, get down.
Fine. Patricia Shaw says, I'm staying right here. Everybody stay safe. And Rizzo says, I also have diverfreakinitis. Yeah, it's a pain, let me tell you. But he knows it, and he knows what not to eat. If he does it, he's a big boy. I can't do anything about it. BX Staff Home says, do not go outside during the height of the storm. 100-mile-per-hour winds will blow tuba force.
Oh, darn it. That was my surprise. I figure everybody around here has probably got their updated hurricane videos going, so I didn't do it. And I thought, well, I'll wait till the hurricane gets here, and I'm going to go out in my golf cart and drive around in it. Why not?
Okay. MPMES says, stay safe and keep us posted. And says, thank you, Skip and Sue. And we will, honey. We will. Off and on, we might break in during the day and say, it's getting worse or something like that. And can't guarantee that we're always going to be on. That ain't going to happen. But we will keep you posted on what's going on. A lot of our family and friends are watching that are up north, and they're worried about us. And I want them to know that we're okay. And I said, between calling and texting and that kind of thing, I said, we'll probably have.
Stop driving me nuts.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, and Joanne, I don't know what you're saying, but, it evidently wasn't nice. Cigar Guy says, prayer sent your way. Thank you both. Well, you're welcome. Anything we can do to help. And I said, we figure we're doing okay right now. And
Racer Girl says, you store gas for generator. Well, yeah, a couple of gallons, because it'll run, depending on what you put on, how much stuff you plug into it. And it'll take a lot, because I've got a 30 amp plug on the front of it, so I know it'll take a lot. But really, what are you going to run? Truthfully, I'm not going to run TVs in it.
Well, we've got two smaller ones that are battery activated, so we don't have to worry about that big one unless we absolutely have to.
The big generator, you might use it for like your couple refrigerators. I got 2 refrigerators. I can plug both of them in it.
Yeah.
Make sure you got an extension cord. But other than that, I got everything I need, really. These big battery banks that I've got, these portable ones, I guess you call them, what do you want to call them? Especially that big one. It does like everything.
Yeah.
And I don't need nothing.
So we won't do the gas one unless we absolutely have to. Cigar Guy says, prayer sent your way. Thank you both. It's Patrick says, go live during storm, but be safe. Yeah.
Or Joyce says, I'm on the dirty side of the storm down south. There's going to be a problem with the middle of the night. Yeah, ain't nothing worse than hearing a tornado siren go off in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And God, you don't know where it's at or what's happening.
And we don't have that here. We don't have storm shelters in the villages.
Nope.
And we don't have the sirens to go off either.
Nope.
That's something that you just, thank God for social media. And I said, we've never had our TV go out during a storm. So we've kept up with everything that was going on. And that's just, it doesn't happen everywhere, I know, but it has happened here. I said the last 10 years, we've been just fortunate, I guess.
Yeah. Really, especially now with the way these cell phones are, as long as you keep that cell phone charged, you've got all the information you'll need. You can watch TV on it. You can watch the latest and greatest news. Everything. Everything is right there. So if you've got one of these small portable battery banks, like I've got my phone plugged into it, that one battery bank right there will run this phone for probably 4 days, 5 days, just that one. But now we got to charge hers. We also have a laptop computer, you charge that. So that's where you get into a little bit more power to run everything. So you don't need as much as you think you do. But if you don't have any kind of a power backup unit, like whole house generator is a big popular thing to have, then I suggest you need to get one. You just need to have it around just in case.
Yeah. Or, you could also go out and charge your phone up in your car if you've got a newer car.
You can do that. Yeah.
Make sure if you do that, you open the garage door.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rick S. says, we close on a home in Shady Brook on November 1st. Glad it wasn't this week. Yeah. A lot of people, that are here. Of course, there's a lot of people here right now that have evacuated from the coast. Everybody that I know around here has company because they have friends or family that are on the coast that have come here because it's safer here than where they were at. But yeah, I'm glad you didn't have to worry about it till November 1st. And I think you'd be okay by then. Let's see. Yes, and congratulations on the new home. You'll love it here. Mark Stevens says, how do vinyl siding hold up during the storms? Minor damage? We've never had any damage from the storm to our vinyl siding, truthfully.
On the vinyl siding?
Yeah.
No, we've never had damage.
Yeah.
We've had 2 homes with vinyl siding. We've never had. So out of, say, 15 years of owning homes here, both of them were vinyl. We've never had any vinyl siding.
Yeah.
I take that back. I had a guy rent a house on the other place up there, and the dumbass decided to put the barbecue grill right next to the vinyl siding to cook something, and he melted part of the vinyl siding.
Yeah.
That's because he's, who knows, drunk? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hi, Joanne. Nice to see you from Northeast Ohio. Let's see. Elaine Skursky says, last year my out-of-pocket prescriptions were $3,000. Next year we'll cap at $2,000, I think. That's
I have
great.
prescriptions all the time, but I don't have no out-of-pocket.
Well, I said with the,
She's on regular Medicare. I'm on Advantage Medicare, and that's the only thing I was talking about. The difference, the changes from what I heard is in Advantage Medicare.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And there is no donut hole anymore. So the donut hole been going away. So that was enacted back a few years ago. I think was it Obama that did that, to where
So it's enacted 12 years ago, and it's just now taking effect.
No, it was so much each year. It went down until it got down to nothing. This year it's nothing. There is no donut hole.
I won't say anything.
It went back.
You probably don't want to hear my opinion about all this crap.
Oh, well. But anyhow, Jose Guzman said, here and ready. Okay, Jose. Like I said, you be our eyes and ears in the historic section. Judy P. can tell us what's going on down south, and Sean Paul, in case you see things down there that people would be interested in, like high water, a lot of trees
put on your bathing suit and your flip-flops and go out and play in the rain. Like the little kids, go splash in the puddles.
Oh, okay. Overjoyed said
But he does. He likes to play in the puddles.
Yeah, he does. He can't stand it back, but he loves to play in the puddles.
I don't get it.
Go figure.
He's a dumb dog.
Yeah. Well, Craig C. says another reason not to own an electric car, have to worry it's going to explode in salt water. Yeah, and there's so many things we don't know about the electric cars now, and that's one, and also the amount of cold air that it'll take. If you're up north and you're somewhere where things freezes a lot, like you are, Craig, how do they stand up during cold weather? That's something I don't know. So there's a lot of things you got to learn about those. But it's coming. We might as well get ourselves educated because it's coming, like it or not.
Jose, do you still sell coffee? Just wondering. I never seen him say anything about it, so I don't know if he still does it or not. Jose used to roast. I think he roasted them too. He roasted his own beans and sold the beans.
Yeah.
And he also would sell them pre-ground, whatever. Because the last pack I got from him, I've already drank all that.
Are you sure? Did you look in the top of the cabinet? There's
Not
some out
really.
there.
I got to look.
Okay.
I like making lattes.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, I owe Linda one when she gets here. She keeps saying I owe her a macchiato or whatever she wants to call them. No, I owe her a latte. I don't owe no macchiato, whatever she says.
She likes the caramel macchiato, yeah.
She's on the move now.
Yeah.
I think she's in Nevada. So she's on the move. She's out of California.
Yeah, they're on their way back here to their village home.
She's another one. She thinks that Gavin out there is an idiot. She's always sending me ads in the paper. The next thing he's done, half the stuff I've never even heard around here on the news, but he's forcing the insurance company now to pay for something. He's making it a law. It has to pay for some kind of a medical procedure. Gringo
Loco says, come on, Skip, get it off your chest. Hey, Gringo, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Debbie Garinger says DeSantis' term is up in 2026. He can't run again, so we will have a new governor.
I worry about that because he's been so effective here. If you're not here and see him on a daily basis, he's on the TV like every day, especially during these storms. Every day, letting you know what's going on, where he's at, and I appreciate that. That I know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just worry about who's going to take his place because let's face it, there's so many northern people moving down that has a whole different attitude about some of this that things could change, and it may not change for the better.
Land Girl says I sent Skip a private chat message on his phone. Okay,
did you?
Well, we'll check it out, honey.
Okay.
And yeah, Scott Hirschman says lighting is way better where you are now. Now you just have to mount the camera elsewhere so when you move the table, the camera doesn't shake.
Oh, am I making it shake?
Okay. And then the lighting's better because I turned the lights on. I turned the lights off in the house and turned the lights on out here in the lanai.
Yeah, because you know when a hurricane comes, it's just amazing. In the middle of the day, is how dark it can get. There's so much clouds, like you can't tell, but you swear to God, it was like 7 o'clock at night here.
Yeah, that's what it looked. But still, we're not getting much rain. It's still just spitting rain, just a steady kind of rain. Overjoyed says Charlie Crist was the best governor we had. His hurricane response was fantastic. You know, I don't think I remember when he was governor. Like I said, we didn't live down here then at that time. So, but yeah, they all get to take their shot because we have hurricane season every year.
Rick Sell says AMA from radio's portable battery operated. Well, you could get them, I suppose. Or I think NOAA gives out free radios, really. The kind where you like crank them up and I don't know how they work. But
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how I see it. I find you don't need any of that. If you have just one little battery pack that you can have for storage, everything you need is right here.
Yeah.
Everything. You don't need anything else. Just figure out how you keep this charged and you've got everything you really need.
Junebug says, I don't know if Florida will ever be the same again. We haven't seen that much difference in the 10 years we've been down here. It is what it is. What can I say? I don't think this storm is going to make that much of a difference, although, like I said, the coastal areas have been hit twice now. They got hit with Helene a couple weeks ago, which did a lot of damage, and they're getting hit again today in certain areas. So, yeah, that part of it, they may not recover a lot. And that's the touristy areas, you know, along the coast. That's where people go when they come down in the summer, and that's their bread and butter, actually, is the tourist. And I said, even Disney closed down today. And I said, that doesn't happen that often. I don't think it ever happens. But they're expecting to get a lot of this storm in there, too. And somebody said they were staying open till 1, I think 1 o'clock today. And then they were closing. So
Who's staying up to 1?
Disney.
Yeah, I watched it last night, Disney and Universal. That's where I get my ideas how bad it's going to be. And yeah, Disney was open all day yesterday, and they are closing early today. Universal, I believe, they announced yesterday when they were closing, and I forget what it said. But yeah, they're both going to be closing down, and they're not going to reopen until Friday morning for normal business hours. So when you think about that, they're going to close down today. They're going to reopen a day after tomorrow, so they're giving themselves 1 day for any cleanup and repairs that may happen. So that's telling me that it may not be as bad as people think it's going to be on the inland pipe side here, but time will tell. We'll see. Listen, these things can change like that. All it's going to take is a news alert. A news alert. Hurricane wobble. Now the dead center is going to be so and so. It's going to end. It's a new record. It's going to be a category 6. I mean, we don't know. They don't even know.
Yeah, and actually, it was supposed to change to a 3 when it hit Tampa. Now they're saying 4, which that's going to be a bigger wind damage. But also, they're saying, you know, it went south and it went north. That's what they call the wobble. If you haven't heard of the wobble, we never heard of it till we moved down here. And I said during Irma, we kind of got our ears full because we had no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah, I kept talking about the hurricane wobble, and I kept looking and said, what the hell is that? Are they trying to say it moved?
Yeah. And
but I kept thinking of the old thing, that Weebles
wobble, but they don't fall down. Overjoyed says after Winwood, we had a generator, inverters, and a bank of deep cycle marine batteries. Like we never lost power at all. Late season, so the weather was cool. Just missed hot showers. No power for 10 days. Wow. We've not had that happen here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we've got our fingers crossed. We won't have to deal with that. But if we do, we're ready.
Judy says it's just raining down south.
Yeah.
That's what's doing here, just raining right now.
Craig, he says, if you fall off the roof, be sure to wear the hat. I guarantee you'll get preferential treatment.
I doubt it. They'll probably just say, oh, what kind of hat's that? So this is a hat from a foreign country.
Yeah, he says,
I'm international,
He says, I guarantee you'll get preferential treatment. So, Joy says, hey, Skip and Sue, we're all prepped. Glad to be here for Porch Settin. I'm glad too, Joy. I said, don't panic. I said, it's going to be a serious storm, but don't panic. We managed to get through them all. Just be prepared. That's all you can do.
Where's Gringo Loco been lately? I see him on here. Where's he been lately? I'm pointing this at Gringo Loco. Okay. I wonder where Gringo Loco's been lately. Has he been watching somebody else's channel and ignoring mine?
Kathy Plum says, thank you, Skip and Sue, for this update. We have a home watch guy that puts away our patio furniture, etc., and checks on house before and after storm. That's good, Kathy. That's really, really good. And we used to do that here, but now some of the neighbors are younger than we are, so they put in their own stuff. But yeah, we checked.
Hey, Jose, I got an idea for you. I'll send you a text message after this is over about your coffee business.
Jackie Van Hawkins says, stay safe. I also have an answer for you. Indian summer comes after the first hard frost of the season. Okay. Joy says, I'm on the dirty side of the storm down south, so tornadoes may be a problem in the middle of the night. Yeah, and like I said, I heard a weather guy say this morning something about the southern part was getting the tornadoes because they had the rotation or something, and it was slowly. We were at a 1, and I think they had up to a 6, and it said it would slowly move up to our area, but they didn't say when. So yeah, it'll probably be in the middle of the night. Everything happens in the middle of the night. I'm gonna sleep through it, guys. Tammy says my husband's watching on his iPad and can't wait to meet you, Skip and Sue.
Show us your battery pack. I've showed it several times. This is just a small one.
Yeah, this is a Jackery.
Yeah, it's just a small Jackery. It's like a little suitcase right here. I don't know if I can show it or not.
Yeah.
And here's your USBs. I got my cell phone plugged into that one. These are the buttons to turn them on. Can you see that green light right there? So I can turn that off. See it go out. Each square area you have on and off button. 12 volts up here. This here I got rubber bands so I don't lose it. That's the charger, and it's a 12-volt charger. You can go out in the garage if I wanted to. I can plug it into the car, start it up. That's probably what most people would do during a long period of power outages. I won't because I got a generator. I got a Blue Yeti. It's like 5 times bigger than that. It's a big one.
We have a backup for our backup.
We have a backup for a backup. And that big one will run an electric French fryer, runs my coffee pot. That one will not run an electric coffee pot, or what do you call it?
The Keurig.
Keurig. That's don't have enough watts in it, but that will run a portable TV set. It'll charge your phones. It's got a 110 outlet for one thing, but it won't run the Keurig because it doesn't put out enough watts.
It also has a cigarette lighter plug because we use it in the camper. That's what we have it for.
Yeah.
We use it in the camper. And so it's got a cigarette lighter plug where you could charge it off your battery.
Yeah, and my big one will. It'll run the Keurig, it'll run the deep fryer, it'll run air fryer, it'll run everything. It'll even run a microwave. We won't do that, but it would.
And we have an electric grill that, if the power should, because we're all electric here. So if the power should go out, we could plug in the electric grill and cook on it.
Yeah.
So I said, we are prepared.
So that's why I got the big one. Now, the big ones are a little expensive, but the price of them came really down a lot over the years.
Yeah.
I bought that one out there, and I think it's something like 2,350 amp hours, watts. I get it mixed up. And I think I got it during the Prime
Days from Amazon.
Yeah.
And right now they're having Prime Days.
And I got it for like $550. I know it may sound like a lot, but trust me, when things happen, I'm just glad I got it around.
Yeah.
The little ones here are cheaper. They're usually about $1 a watt.
And you could buy that kind. I think you can buy them on QVC, where you could get them weekly payments or monthly payments.
Yeah. So,
Barbara and Bradley Rudy said, just moved here a week ago. Guess I'm about to become a real Floridian now. Yes, you sure are.
yeah, you're going through the initiation stage.
Yeah, this is what we deal with every year. And I said, in this area, we're fortunate. And I said, but yeah, the nerves that you get during this season, it's well worth it because it's still a wonderful place to live. And you'll like it here. Tom the Gray says, my sister says y'all flood the golf courses in the villages, but aren't they already saturated from the last storm? They are, but let me tell you how they do it. Like I said, the engineering here is a marvel. It really, really is. The golf courses all have the big water venues. And I said, weeks ago, before Helene even started, they were sprinkling all the grass in the whole area. The sprinklers with the water coming out of those water areas in the golf courses. They were lowering the water down. So they expected these storms to come. And when they do that with every storm, if they think it's going to be a water system kind of thing, they lower the water in the ponds. So when the storm does come, they run the water off of these neighborhoods. The water runs into the ponds and the golf courses and the golf course. A lot of times the ponds will overflow and it'll go on the golf courses. So they do have to shut the golf courses down for a week or two until they get things dried out. But it doesn't flood the house areas. The flooding all goes to the golf courses, in which, we've got a lot of golf courses, and they all have these ponds in them. So that's one of the things they start, if you're going down Morse Boulevard or Buena Vista, and you see all these sprinklers on in the middle of the day, because normally you wouldn't have your sprinklers on at day, because they don't want it to dissipate in the sun, so they normally don't water it in the daytime. It's always in the evening or in the morning. But if you're in the middle of the day and you see water on all the things down the middle of the street and the roundabouts, and they're all being watered, it's because they're lowering the water in those ponds. Like I said, the engineering here is just unbelievable. It really is. And we will see this time how it goes. But for the last 10 years, it's just been really remarkable what they've done here. So, and like I said, everything's saturated. The ground is saturated, the pond, but like I said, by doing that way, sometimes they start weeks ahead of time. So, they've got plenty of room. When the ponds overflow, like I said, it goes to the golf courses. But the worst of it is they just shut the golf course down till the water goes down. So it keeps the water off of us, which is wonderful, I think. Laura wanted to know how useful NOAA weather radio is for the hurricanes. And they are very useful if you know how to use them. And I said, some of them, I had one once that my brother had given me that was it was a portable one. And I couldn't never get the darn thing, I couldn't get it to work right. And so I think you can take them to the fire station and they will set them for you. But like Skip says, you can pretty much use your phone for just about anything. You keep the phone charged up, you can use that for anything. And so we don't, I have a weather radio, it's in the closet.
Don't need it.
That's what I say, we don't need it.
When you come down here, we're in Sumter County, and I don't remember how we did it. I think there's a website we went to and registered. So anytime there's an emergency, Sumter County, your phone goes off. And then it's Sumter County sending you this stuff, a silver alert, or some child was to last night about the hurricane warning. Of the different shelters to go to and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Sherry Barnes Stebbins says when we had our home built, we had a generator installed. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I said, it's just, it's an extra added expense for us when we can use these, because I said, we've never had that big a problem. If it was something that occurred all the time, and like I said, if we were on the coast, yeah, it might be a good idea. But if you think about it, even if they had a generator, doesn't mean the roof isn't going to blow off the house.
No.
Yeah.
I know quite a few people here that's got, there for a long time, the villages did not allow that.
Right.
Because most generators runs on natural gas. I guess I'll call it natural gas. Is it natural because you can smell it? Anyway, and so half of the villages don't have natural gas. So now you got to somehow have a fuel for it. But fuel just can't lay there for year after year. It'll go bad. So they just didn't allow it. Well, now they do. There's specific rules. I think one of the rules is the whole house generator has to be installed on the air conditioner side of the house, which usually is the garage side of the house, for keep the noise out from your neighbors and stuff. So that's the only thing I really know, and I think that rules for every district. So no matter where you buy, if you want to install one, you can have one installed. What does it cost? I had no idea.
Yeah, but that's cool. They had it installed when they built the house, so that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marjan Show says, hi from Belgium. I'm worried for you, Skip and Sue, but you don't seem to be worried. Please stay safe. Well, we do worry about our safety, but like I said, we've got everything in place in case something bad happens. And I said, we're not really worried about it because of where we're at. We're inland. And I said, flooding is a big problem in a lot of places because of the storm surge. We're too far inland for storm surge. And depending on how much rain we get, like
even rain, I'm not worried about rain here.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about the wind.
Yeah. And a wind event is something we worry about. And I've already been told what the wind is going to be here, and we've already went through a couple storms that had that kind of wind. So I think we're good. And I said, wouldn't do any good to be worried about it.
I'm prepared just like I was prepared for D-Day. You prepare for battle. I'm prepared for battle. No, I have not been at D-Day.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to sleep through it. He's going to be up watching you guys.
I will. I'll probably be up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning.
RDRD says, aloha from Maui, Skip and Sue. Stay safe, thinking of you guys over there.
Maui Wowie.
Any word if the villagers will be spared moving there next year? And I said, as far as we know, like I said, we're getting the same information that we had during Irma, that we're going to have so many inches of rain, so much wind damage. And I said, that's the biggest share of it. Like I said, we've never had our power go out because it's underground. But depending on what part of the villages you live in, that might not be the case. Like I said, the Pine Hills, the Pine Ridge area did lose power in the last big storm. The historic area lost power in the last big storm. So there are certain places here that are not on the same grid as we are. And I think they're on Leesburg or Lake County, something like that. The Pine Ridge, Pine Hill area, I think they're with Lake County, and we're with Sumter County. Whether it makes a difference or not, take it for what it's worth. But yeah, we won't get a direct hit here, but it's going to come close enough to, like I said, stir things up a little bit.
Where did I get that Yeti, the Blue Yeti? Amazon. That's where I buy all my stuff. They ship it right to your front door. But yeah, I got it on Amazon during Prime Days. I guess they call it Prime Days. It's kind of like Black Friday, Prime Days. And I got it for, I don't even know what the regular price was, but I got it for like $550 free shipping. So I just went ahead. I've been thinking about getting a bigger one anyway, because this one here just really ain't big enough for some things. And I just went ahead and got it. But here's the funny part. I got the small one, then I got the bigger one, and then I bought a gasoline powered generator. Back up, and another backup.
Yeah. Men, you got to have toys. It's men and their toys. Debbie Geringer says, after Irma, I got replacement shingles from Suncoast Roofer Supply in Leesburg.
That might be the name of the place where I went.
Went there and ordered them. They delivered and put the packs up on the roof, and Roofer put them on. I have 1 pack left. Well, yeah, I think you may need it, Debbie, because you lost shingles when we lost shingles the last time, and yeah, you actually lost more than we did. You had quite a few, I think, that you lost.
I lost quite a few last time too. I think I ended up buying, I want to say I bought 4 bundles, and I ended up with a bundle and like 2 shingles left, and they're in the garage now.
That was with Irma.
That was with Irma. And the guy, because she doesn't want me going up there and doing it. And the truth of it is, it's with 10-year shingles now, the sand is a lot more than it was, and you don't have the grip. But anyway, he said it was going to take 3 bundles to fix what's up there now. So I'm just guessing by the time we get done, I might need 3, 4, 6 bundles. I don't even know.
Okay, but I will remember that name, Debbie. I don't remember the name of the place that we got them at, but like I said, it wasn't something that was real visible. Like you said, it was behind another store.
Couldn't see it till you got back there.
Yeah, and they told us at that time what we got, and we got enough for the neighbors also, because they said at that time they were going to quit selling to the public and only sell to the villages, so they could repair what they had damaged.
Because I replaced that whole section right there on Donnie's house, all of it.
Yeah. Jerry wants to ask Jose, how's the coffee business? And he says, already I've before drone videos. I will pick you guys up in my golf cart and film after the hurricane. Okay. I don't think that was an answer, but.
Yeah. Answer the question asked and quit making, you sound like a politician. What are you going to do about Medicare? Well, now you have to remember, the weather isn't always the same.
Rick Sale says AM FM radios, portable battery operated.
I already answered that.
Oh, okay. Laura says she'd see if she could watch West Channel 2 News tonight from Orlando on my computer.
I don't know if you can get that through the nation. Do they have like an app? In other words, if you live in Chicago, does Orlando News down there, whether have an app so people?
Yes, I have the Wish 2 News on my phone. They have an app.
Oh.
No.
You may want to.
And that's what I watch. Paul asked me about the Weather Channel, and I never watched the Weather Channel because their people has no idea other than what other people are telling them. So I watch the local news.
What's the highest winds you've encountered since? It would be Hurricane Irma, and I think by the time it got here, if I remember right, it was gusts up to 90 miles an hour. It was sustainable like 45 and 50, and then we get gusts up to 90. And that's when I lost some shingles. Yeah. So I'm finding out that the shingles are only guaranteed now they used to be guaranteed up to like 90 or 100 mile an hour. Not anymore. They've all lowered it. It's like the insurance guy was telling me. They've all lowered it now to like 60 miles an hour. Yeah. So if there's a gust of 90, they're not going to cover it.
And a lot of people have asked me about these lanai windows. And I know the first
when I had these installed, I asked about them, and they told me they were guaranteed of sustainable winds of 90 miles an hour. And when I heard about gusts of up to 90 miles an hour, and they even said, and there might be certain areas where it could be even 100 miles an hour, I was just like, I don't know, man. I mean, my first hurricane, I didn't know. So I took them all out, stacked them in the bedroom in there, and then I put them back in the next day.
Yeah. Wrestler says, hi all, sorry I'm late. I was doing errands because I did not think you two would be doing porch sitting. I figured Sue would tide skip down due to the wind, also for his own good. I had to yell at him to keep him off the roof. And I said, last time he did all that himself. He went up there and put the roofing on and did the neighbor's roof also. And I said, I was fit to be tied because I just don't think he should be on a ladder anymore.
Remember Barb over there? She cackles like a chicken. She kept running around the house, says, get down from there. I got insurance. You get down from there. You fall down from there. I don't want you suing me. Get down from there. I don't want you up there. Donnie's not coming up there to help. I'm telling you, he's not going up there. I'm not going to allow him to go up there. I look at Donnie and go, you're such a man.
But this time we decided it was better if somebody else did. So,
like a little joke where the guy goes, when you get married, you get a little helper in the car. I like my little helper in the car. She tells me where to turn and everything. She even lets me know when the lights change color.
Jose says the coffee business is moving along, slow but sure. New things and ideas on the horizon. Good for you. Jose, did you say you needed some coffee?
Needed some coffee?
Yeah.
Well, you said there was some up in the cabinet.
Well, there's some up in the cabinet, but I said, I know I had the decaf, but I didn't drink. I don't know if
I don't do decaf. Well, I don't see the point of that.
That's what I said. I don't know.
What's the point of decaf, people? Tell me. What is the point of decaf?
It keeps me up at night. What did I say?
It doesn't do anything. There's no caffeine in it to do anything. It's like having flavored water. That's what it is. Flavored water.
Okay. How much sugar and creamer do you put in yours?
I put 2 Splendas, and then of course that Italian.
You can do that with hot water. I'm telling you, it's about the same thing.
No, coffee. I like the caffeine kick. I like for the caffeine to kick in.
Skip Wilson says Gavin is termed out. He could help you. No, we don't want him as governor here.
Who? What?
The governor out in California. He's termed out. He can't be governor again. So he said he could help.
No, but he
us
won't be
out.
president. Can you imagine what he's, well, never mind. That's politics. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll do that on Mondays.
Okay. Yeah, buy Jose's coffee. Pretty good stuff, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he does have good coffee. No kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know where he gets his beans. I don't know how he roasts them. I don't know anything about it, but I can tell you, I grind them up in my coffee machine and I make lattes out of them, and they're pretty good.
Yeah. Now, Sailor Dude says, I put blankets in my garage in case it starts flooding. Charlie Crist was a horrible, in my
I
opinion.
don't know if I remember.
Yeah, we weren't down here at the
I don't
time.
think
Charlie
so.
Crist was governor, so.
He must be one of them controversial governors.
Like I
where
said,
some
I
people
remember
like
Rick
him, some
Scott,
people didn't.
and I said,
It's kind of like that
DeSantis.
big governor there in New Jersey. Can't think of his name either. What's his name? Big guy.
Christie.
Big guy. Christie. Is his name Christie too?
Christie. Not Chris, Christie.
In New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of them guys, either you love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way he is.
Yeah.
Kind of like my show. You love me or you hate me.
Oh, thank you, Robin.
Chris Christie. That's what that she's got.
Yeah.
I just need to read the chat and you shut up. Decaf drinkers are the true coffee people. Oh, bull! You're making that up. They only do it for the taste since they're not caffeine or kick benefits.
Okay. Charlie Crist used to use his own helicopter to deliver hurricane supplies to my area. We were devastated by Katrina and Wilma. I believe he was campaigning at that time, not even in office. Well, you know, that's the way it goes with politics. I mean, there's one side and then there's another side. So some people didn't like him, some people did.
Well, that's where all of them are.
Yeah,
I always
like I said,
look
we
at
weren't
it.
down here at that time, so we really don't
Yeah,
know.
you know, it's just. I go back to Kennedy and that era back there is where I really started remembering things about politics. I don't care who it is. You always have a certain amount of people that hate your guts for whatever reason, and there's a certain amount of people that love your guts no matter whatever the reason. It's that's just the way it always is. I mean, just like today, you talk about hate. Half the people hate Trump for whatever the reason. Half the people hate Kamala, whatever her name is, for whatever reason. And the thing is, what kills me more than anything is that you can't never change anybody's mind. So I don't even know why they try. I don't even know why they're flying around the country talking. I just don't get it.
Owen George says you can also use the Waffle House hurricane predictor.
You know what?
The Waffle House hurricane predictor.
Waffle House hurricane predictor.
You know it's bad if they close.
Oh, are they? I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Because they're always open, 24 hours a day, right?
Yeah. Tammy says they'll have to try Jose's coffee when they get down here. Says she loves coffee.
He'll ship it to you, I think.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know that. I'm saying that, but I don't even know that.
Yeah, I think he will. Oh, okay.
What's the strongest hurricane threat we've ever had? Since I've been here, it's probably Irma, full time. It's not the biggest hurricane we've seen here, but I think the biggest threat we had going back a few years ago was Hurricane Andrew that actually chased us out of the state of Florida. Seriously.
Yeah.
I can remember sitting in a parking lot after getting gas, and that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I could get gas, and there was a wave of water coming through the parking lot, hitting my feet and everything. And we got in the car and we hauled ass, and really we didn't stop till we got to Nashville.
Yeah, we'd been down to go to Disney. And I said we were leaving that day to go home. And then I said,
No, we went up to finish our vacation in Nashville.
oh, yeah, yeah. But like I said, that was, we didn't know the storm was coming. We'd been having fun at Disney, was not paying attention to the weather or the news or anything like that. And so, when it come up, it was a surprise to us.
It was a biggie. And I don't remember the destruction. It's been too many years ago. But since we've lived here full time, Irma was probably the strongest one that we've had. It hit Tampa at a 4. And like I've said before, by the time it got here, it was either a high 1 or a low 2. And so that's when I lost my shingles the first time. And that's been the worst.
Yeah. Tammy says, nice, we'll be moving down on the 20th. Well, you should be okay by the 20th. You never know. JB says, you guys should have come home to Indy. The weather here is absolutely perfect last week, this week, and next week. It would have been nice. And I did think about it before Helene, because on my birthday, and I like to go up on my birthday and hit all the festivals, the fall festivals with my sister. And my mother loved the New Earth Festival in Atlanta. And then my sister and I, we would get on the train in Noblesville. They had the train museum there, and they had this little rickety old train. We'd get on the train and ride to Atlanta, so we didn't have to worry about parking, didn't have to walk 30 miles from a field. And it was fun. It was just really fun, and we really enjoyed that. And the Covered Bridge Festival, I think it's going on probably now or last week. I know it's somewhere in the 1st of October. And we love the Covered Bridge Festival. That was a lot of fun too. And but like I said, when I heard about Helene, I thought, nah, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to stay right here. But and I said we didn't know about Milton coming too. And I understand there's another storm behind Milton, although I don't think it's going to do us any damage. But it's out there, so you never. Like I said, it's hurricane season until the end of November. So I said you just never know.
Jose said when he moved in 2005, we talked about Katrina. That's my neighbor, and that's over here. And the reason why he bought down here was because of Katrina. He lived in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he was showing us pictures of his house before and after Katrina. And then they had to get the house rebuilt. I don't remember about insurance costs or any of that, but he got it rebuilt. He sold the house and he moved down here.
Yeah.
And sadly, about 2 weeks ago, we got word that Donnie, he had this house. He went down, got a patio villa down in Finney area, and then he passed away now. So
yeah.
he's like 100 years old.
Yeah. Well, no, he wasn't.
He was like 90 over here.
No, he wasn't that old, but he was up there in age. But wonderful Southern gentleman. I mean, you don't always meet somebody that wants to kiss your hand. That was it was kind of a surprise.
I think he was a player myself.
Well, yeah, he was a smooth talker, that's for sure. But bless his heart, he was a good guy, and we missed him when he left. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Dally. And my shirt, I've got my pink on today, girls. Now, I told you I'm going to try to wear pink every Wednesday in October because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and pink is the color.
I had a lump on my breast right here. Remember? I told the doctor about it.
Yes,
and
you
she
did.
said, well, you must have broke it. I think I did.
It was a cyst, and he broke it.
Yeah, I was dead serious.
He fell on it.
I fell on it. I had a lump right here that came up one day, like 10 years ago. It never went away, never got any worse. It didn't hurt. And I asked my first doctor here about it, and he looked at it, and he goes, you got a cyst under there. He said, I wouldn't worry about it unless it's, gets infected or something. I said, okay. He says, it hurt? I said, no. He said, don't worry about it. We'll just keep an eye on it. It's okay. So this goes on. Well, then she asked me, actually, it's not my doctor, my registered nurse, whatever she is. I like her better. And she asked me about, all the typical questions they ask you here when you're old. And maybe if you're not old, maybe you don't know these funny questions they're going to ask you, but they're going to ask you when you get down here because you're old. Like, do you feel helpless? Do you feel like you want to commit suicide? They ask you all these weird stuff that I've never been asked in my life. And she says, do you have trouble walking? Now, I understand that. She said, have you ever fell? And I had to think about it. You know what? I did fall once, but it wasn't because I guess lost my balance. Well, I guess really I did lose my balance, but it wasn't because of like weak legs or nothing. I was working on the camper, and I told her, I said, and I slipped on a rug that was on a vinyl, and the door was open, and I slid right out the door on my back and right on the ground. And
you have no business going out there without me. That
and I told her, I says, at first it didn't hurt, but then I noticed later that night that bump that was here, it was all red, and it was sore. So I just let it go for a while, and it took like 2 months before the soreness kind of went away and the redness started going away. I said, now I noticed that bump that was there is gone. And she looked at it. She said, well, you must have busted it. I said, well, I guess I did. But she didn't take it serious, so we just let it go.
And she said it was a cyst. So
that's what I was thinking it was.
Yeah. Tammy says, bad timing on Prime Day. I want to ship stuff down, but with the storm, and I don't want packages sitting outside until we get there. Well, if you wait until tomorrow, if they're not shipping them overnight, I think you'll be okay.
What's she shipping?
she just said, this is being Prime Day. There are a lot of things that you can buy.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's their problem, not yours.
They don't want us.
Don't worry about the shippers. Don't worry about the truck drivers. Your job is just to spend money.
She doesn't want it to sit outside until
they don't deliver
there.
it. They won't even ship it. I'm telling you, don't worry about that. The trucking company knows how to handle this. You want it, just order it. They'll get it to you, and they'll inform you about what day it'll be there.
Yeah, Jerry, I would be cold up there. The other morning I was walking Betty, and with this rain and everything, the temperature has come down, especially in the morning. The temperature's come down to like 70. And I was walking Betty, and I was freezing.
What's the temperature today?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh. Let me look.
Yeah, look, see.
I haven't paid no attention.
NF wants to know where you got the Yeti.
Amazon. If I have anything that you're interested in other than my clothes, I don't buy clothes. Yeah. It's Amazon. That's my answer. It'll be Amazon.
And Joy says the Jackery currently a Prime Day deal. There you go.
Yeah, I always buy brand names. There's all kinds of these power banks that they're weird names. They're from China, India, all these other companies. I don't know. It's Jackery, Blue Yeti, and there's a couple of other ones that I can't think of their names right now. Those are the ones that I would say you want to get those because I think they're pretty much American made, assembled. I don't know, but those are the big names. Jackery is one. Blue Yeti's another.
Jerry Bell says get one with Life PO4 battery, whatever brand you get.
I think whatever that is, that's the different chemicals in the batteries. I think they last longer or whatever. I think that's the new upgrade. I think almost all of us got that now. All. The Blue Yetis and stuff.
And Gringo Loco says the translation is lithium ion.
Lithium ion? Mm-hmm. Okay. But I do know that most of them now, you can recharge them something like 10,000 times. And you can drain them all the way down to zero. This ain't nothing like a car battery. You can drain them all the way down to zero. You don't hurt the battery at all.
Yeah. Okay.
What was I looking for?
I don't know.
Temperature. I don't know where to go to look for that.
Oh. You got too much crap on your phone.
I don't even know.
I just go back to the start and it shows me, but.
Where's the start?
No, I mean, I just go back to where I turn the phone on.
Well, if I do that, then I'll lose. Never mind. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Anyhow, it's in the 70s, I bet.
I think I hit the wrong. I hit the wrong button. It's 73 degrees right now.
Okay. And I said, I got long sleeves on and long pants. I'm cold. But it's
73 degrees.
Is that a bird?
It's 73 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 73 degrees.
I know what.
It ain't cold.
Well, like I said, when it rains, the air coming from the air conditioner feels cold to me.
The air conditioner's in there.
I know that.
Where's the air coming from? She makes this stuff up. It's in her head. It's not cold out here at all.
Tammy says, hopefully my neighbor sends me pictures of our home tomorrow. I bought a new home in Moultrie Creek. Cool.
Moultrie Creek seems to be a popular area.
Yeah. GF says those toy chargers, phones and such are nice, but to know if you're actually prepared, you need to answer how long you can power your AC and freezers without being able to get more gas.
Well, I'm here to tell you that if you're not running your AC on one of these power banks, forget it. You just go ahead and get a whole house power generator or something, or at least get a plug put into. If you buy a portable gas generator, make sure you get one big enough to handle, a 220 volt air conditioner out there.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just simply say get a whole house air conditioner. Me personally, I don't worry about it. When a hurricane comes through, if our power goes out for 2 or 3 days, I have a one-room window air conditioner, which let me tell you, our district rules say you're not allowed to have a window air conditioner. I don't really give a damn what their rules are. If the air conditioning goes out and it's 90 degrees outside, I will shut the door and put that in that window in there, to stay alive. They're not going to tell me I can't have it. So that's just the way I feel about it. And I know the developer watches these, so he could take that to the bank.
Jimmy Cunningham says, what's the highest wind y'all have encountered during hurricanes since living in the villages? And I said, did you answer that a while ago?
What was it?
What's the highest wind that y'all encountered?
Yeah, I had Irma, about 90-mile-per-hour gusts. That was about the worst we've had since I've been here.
Tammy says you're cutting in and out.
Who is?
I guess you.
I don't think I am.
I don't know. Might be you, Tammy, because it doesn't seem like it here. And yeah, y'all, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I said we always love to know who's watching, and I said subscribe. It does. We always love to know who's watching, and I said
I'm just making sure that you can hear me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just making sure that you can hear me. See, I'm not cutting in and out.
Okay. Yeah, well, we're checking. We're not cutting in and out, so it must be something on your end, Tammy.
Yeah.
Tracy said I should mention I've Got Your Back 911 was founded in Canada, but is an international charity that supports first responders' mental health and wellness.
Cool.
Great.
I support all the first responders. Everybody that's ever mailed me a police hat, an ambulance hat, I don't know what else to call them, a fire hat, and I've received them over years. I've got a bunch of them, and I try to wear them at different times, to show support. Here lately, it's been the border hats, and I forget who sent me them, but he's a retired border agent. I think he bought a house here, and he sent me a couple of hats and a couple of border patrol pendants of stuff, patches and stuff, and so I support them all, and I'll wear it. If a doctor was to mail me a doctor's apron, I swear to God, I will wear it.
Oh, and by the way, I heard Governor DeSantis talk a while ago, and then, of course, I watch all the boards here, and there's 16,000 linemen and first responders staged here getting ready for the storm. Of course, from here, like I said, we're in the almost in the center of the state. So, and like I said, we're pretty sheltered here with having underground everything. So that I said they have a big field down by Coleman, and they're all staged down there. Like I said, for Helene, they had 8,000, but right now they've got 16,000. So
it could be with this hurricane coming through and everything, and maybe the Wi-Fi is getting a little wonky.
It could be, but I don't think so.
Well, it could be because a couple of people said it got crackly.
Oh,
and
okay.
it said it got blurry. So if it gets blurry and then get clear, that's the Wi-Fi acting up.
Okay, and the Jose said he'll get you real coffee. Told me not to worry.
Don't you bring me decaf. I don't want no decaf. I swear to God.
Okay. Wrestler says the resolution of the live stream is going down a little bit, so you might start having internet issues soon.
Well, she's about ready to say we're done anyway because it's right coming up at 2:00.
Yeah. We'll be done here soon. So, Barbara, she says she's with you. She needs that kick, that caffeine kick.
Yes. Yeah. Why drink it?
Yeah, I can't do caffeine.
That's like alcohol-free beer. I don't get that point either.
Plus, I got to do the caffeine-free Coke, the caffeine-free coffee. Caffeine does things to me, so.
I'm in Shady Brook. I know that's down south. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's the new area downtown.
Oh, should I hide under a couch? Well, if you want to. Nobody's stopping you.
No, I said this storm's going to hit us worse, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And so, you're probably not going to be able to sleep much because you're going to hear the creaking and all that kind of stuff. The rain hitting the windows, and so it's probably going to keep you awake.
If you start hearing this, and I don't know if it's the sound right. That noise right there, kinda. Just so you won't sleep well. That's your shingles coming up.
Yeah, and we know that. So, Jose says decaf drinkers are the true coffee people. They only do it for the taste.
We already been through all that. He's lying. He's making that up.
Intrepid wants to know if this is the strongest hurricane threat to the villages area. Since we've been here.
Well, it hasn't got here yet. We don't know how strong it's going to be.
Yeah, it hadn't got here yet, but like I said, we went through Irma, and that's the strongest that we know of. Like I said, we've been here 10 years. And like I said, that was the one that we had damage from. Like I said, we had some shingles off. Helene, we had a couple shingles off. With Irma, we had more than that. My neighbor Debbie is on here. She has a house just down the street, and she had quite a few shingles off. and like, it's just, we don't know what this one's going to be like, but the way they keep talking, it's going to be like nothing else. So, but like I said, we're prepared. We've got everything in that we need. We don't think the roof's going to blow off. They're not giving wind registers that is that high. And I said, we went through that kind of wind before. So I think we're good. Don't panic. Just be prepared. And I said, that's all you can do. And I said, it'll be over in no time. You wake up in the morning and it'll probably be just spritting rain, and that'll be it.
You walk out in your yard to see how much debris you see laying around on the street.
There'll probably be a lot of palm fronds down and that kind of thing. After Helene, there was a lot around the post office up here, but they come off the golf courses and of course the trees around the pool and that kind of thing. So there'll be more of that. And I said there will be a few trees down because the ground is saturated. And I said these trees aren't buried very deep, but it won't be in a lot of areas. And they're so quick to clean up around here.
Or Joyce says sometimes you just crave the taste of coffee at night, but you want to sleep.
Yeah.
I can only say I never had that problem being a retired trucker.
Yeah.
I drink coffee like most truckers do. And trucker hours are nighttime hours. That's when we really like to make time and miles.
Yeah.
And I drank coffee all night long. And then when it was time to hit the bed, I was out. I never had that problem.
Yeah. Although he has to have a TV to sleep.
That's because of the ringing in my ears. Back in the day, I didn't have that.
Yeah. Couldn't be from coffee, could it?
Everybody that retires from a job, you have some kind of a physical problem because of that job. I'm not sure if anybody's actually liable for that or not, but it just seems funny. Like me, I got lower back problems from bouncing around in the seat 8-10 hours a day. I know people work in offices their whole life and they retire with hand problems, elbow problems, wrist problems because of probably typing and, whatever they do. So, and then you got the professional sports people who retire and they have brain concussions. They can't think right. And so everybody, whatever your job was, if you're a young person watching this, and I don't know why you would be watching us, but if you are, take care of yourself when you're young, because as you get older, where you banged your knee against something when you were 20, now you're 80, that knee becomes a problem. I've seen that happen. My mom done that, had all kinds of problems. And she would tell you, yeah, when I was this age, I cracked my knee on this, or I twisted my ankle on that. And then it becomes a problem when you get older.
Yeah. Miss Vicky says YouTube is overloaded. Probably. There's probably a lot of people on posting, they're showing, if they're going up the highway, they're showing the traffic jams. And
could be.
And I've seen all kinds of people on the news that were in filling stations showing which ones had gas, which ones didn't, and all the news reporters out there. So, yeah, it could be.
Jim says, how many golf courses are closed from water? All of them? Yeah, and nobody going to be playing golf out here in the rain.
No. But like I said, you'll have to check with the golf department to see which ones opens back up and when, because sometimes it's weeks before they get them back to where it's doable again, because you don't want golf carts out there tearing up your turf when it's wet. So it might be a while before they open back up, but you just have to check with the golf department and find that out.
Kathy B, the 603. She's in Nashville.
Oh, well, good for you. Well, I seen something yesterday. Was it Nashville? I don't know. I never mind. I read something. I don't remember what it was now.
Barbara Ebner says, I love Wawa. Yeah, they're going to build 2 or 3 more of them right here around the villages, right on the outer edges. Over there where I showed them big apartment buildings across the street. They're building one there. They're building another one somewhere. Where did I see that report? They're building another Wawa. And it's just on the outer edges of the villages also. Shoot, I can't remember. But yeah, Wawa is becoming a big thing. And one thing I will say about Wawa is other than all the druggies and the convicts seem like they want to hang around there all the time, that it's very clean inside. They have everything you could possibly want, and they have an array of coffee, and all the coffees are very good.
Oh, George says, I remember Andrew put my cats in the bathroom and slept in the interior hall of my condo.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
I have done that myself during tornado season. Me and the dog would always go. We had, at that time, the house I had a closet that was as big as my bedroom. And so me and the dog would just take a blanket and sit in the closet for the night because Skip would be on the road. He wouldn't be around. So we just sit in the closet for the night. We were
Did I ever
fine.
tell you guys a story that I called home one time just to see what was going on? Because I called home whenever I could. That's when cell phones first came out. I had a flip phone. And Sue was talking real quiet, like she didn't want to scare the storm away. I said, hello? I said, what's going on? Oh, we're just sitting in the closet. So what are you doing? Well, there's a tornado over it. So me and Maggie's sitting in the closet. So why are you whispering?
You know. Barbara says it's feeling fall in Delaware. Yeah, I've heard that. Listen, I'm not keen on that idea. You know, some of these days we'll be moving back to the north, and but I think we still might spend the winter down here because I don't know how I feel now about winter weather. It's just been 10 years, and
Jim says prior to this storm, talking about the water. I'm not sure exactly what he means. But when they close it up, we're not in charge of that. Residents have no say so about any of that when it comes to golf courses. That's developers. He has the rule, and he said we're closing them. That's the end of it. All of them are closed. So whenever he decides to close them down prior to a storm, whether it's raining, whether it's not raining, whether it's too windy, there's lightning in the area, closed. And that's the end of it. So I can't tell you, when you say prior to this storm, there was no golf courses closed because of water. None that I know of.
yeah, there was.
Prior to this storm?
Yes, because of Helene.
Well, my God, that's been 2 weeks ago. Well, we could talk about a golf course that closed back during Irma.
No, listen, sometimes it takes weeks.
Well, whenever hurricanes or whatever come through, when they decide that courses are closed, that's the end of it. They're just closed. Whether it be water, one of the things is lightning. I know that. They will shut them down. And that's the same thing as the squares.
Mm-hmm.
If there's lightning in the area, the squares are closed.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 70 outside, 80 outside, and if there's no rain. If there's lightning within the area, the bands are told to go home. We're done.
Yeah,
And,
I've got the closings right here, and I said it's unbelievable how many there is. There's also one thing I wanted to tell you guys, because the Heritage Festival was supposed to be Friday and Saturday. Well, they are having the Heritage Festival in Spanish Springs on Saturday with the parade. You know, all the parades are in Spanish Springs now. But the one for Brownwood was changed to Tuesday. So Tuesday, Brownwood will be having their Heritage Festival, but it's still Saturday in Spanish Springs. So, and then the Visual Arts Fall Festival will be 9 to 3 at Rohan, and that's on Saturday. So yeah, they're expecting things to go back to normal. I said, the storm be over, we'll go right back to normal. I said, there'll be some cleanup involved, but that'll be about it, I think. So.
Joanne Clegg says, bye, hunker down.
Bye, guys.
I made a joke about that the other day. I said, hunker, that's Indiana word. 15 people came back and said, we've been saying hunker in Illinois forever.
Oh, yeah, and I started to tell you that. I'm wearing my pig to remind you, go make your appointment. Go get the girls checked. And like I said, I'm going to wear pink every Wednesday. So just to remind you to go make your appointment. You might not get in for months, but you'll know you got that appointment made. I said, I can't get in until December, but I know I've got my appointment. So it's the rain's starting to come down pretty good now.
Yeah.
Finally. And it's kind of right on schedule, 2 o'clock. That's when they said, that it was coming in. So it'd be 2 o'clock in the morning before
our
the
neighbor
hurricane.
over here, he had closed his lanai over there, and that's his TV room.
Yeah.
He goes, he's out there in this storm, he's watching TV. I just think that's funny.
And Barbara, yes, we are survivors. We want other people to be that way too, so get checked.
I think you're right. Nero's Shack, Jose, yeah, that shopping center over there. One that's never got anybody in it. Right there at 301 and 44. Come across the bridge, it's right there on right behind Shell.
Uh-huh.
I think that's where the new Wawa, they're trying to get a new Wawa in there.
Oh, okay.
I think he's right about that.
Okay. Well, and Jose's doing business here. So thanks, Kathy Plum, for the order. Okay. Well, I said, yeah, Jose has great coffee, and I said he gets his beans special. But
are they Puerto Rican beans?
But I mean, he goes and gets his being special. So, but you'll like it. Order some off of him. And he does ship it.
Hey,
Jerry,
if you guys ever meet Hosey when you come down here, I call him Hosey because it irritates him. Because he's always around. But if you ever run into a meeting, have him tell you the story of when he was flying back from Puerto Rico to come back to the villages. The story about, I think it was the Miami airport, they would not rent him a car. Have him tell you that story. It's hilarious.
it is. Garrett Ammerman wants to know, my aunt and uncle live in the villages. Is the weather bad there yet? No, it's not yet. But like I said, the rain's getting a little bit harder. So, like I said, from here to dark, like I said, I think we're going to get a lot of rain. And then the bad part's going to set in about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So we will be back with you. Like I said, we're going to get off here soon, and we'll be back with you every once in a while during the storm to let you know that we're still here. And I think your aunt and uncle will probably be in good shape, Garrett.
Okay, read up all the stuff so we can get there. We've been here about 2 hours. Nobody wants to listen to this stuff.
EcoFlow is another good brand of backup battery, yes. And Judy says it's raining at her house. And Barbara Ebner says, laugh out loud at Jerry about Jose's coffee delivery. He said he was going to deliver it with his RC plane. Oh, and Joyce Gadden, hi Skip and Sue, arrived from Wisconsin this week and greeted by a hurricane. Oh my, that's the pits now when you come down and you get a hurricane. I used to worry about it raining the whole time I was here because in the summertime it always shows rain every day. But usually it's just, it rains, sun comes back out, you're good to go. But this is a little bit different. Okay. And it's gotten blurry for a minute. So yeah, we're not going to be talking here very long. And you don't have to hide under your couch, East Coaster. I said, I think you'll be fine. And I think with that, we're probably going to have to, we're going to get out of here. And I said, we'll check back with you in a little bit if you keep your thing on where you're subscribed. And I said, you'll probably see us when we come on again. And we'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on here.
You're going to read the closings?
I'm not going to read. There's too many. There's just too many here. The village amenities, the recreation centers, indoor and outdoor facilities closed today and Thursday. All golf courses in the villages closed through Friday. Events. Okay, I've already said that.
You know the one thing good about a hurricane coming through and it raining like this on Wednesday is how quiet it is. Nobody mows grass.
That's true. Villages entertainment on the squares and Sawgrass canceled tonight and Thursday. The village box office locations are closed. The studio theater is closed. It's postponed tonight. Grassroots with Rocky and the Rollers tonight at Savannah Center is postponed. Plain White Tees at Tracy Performing Arts Center, Middleton tonight, postponed. Okay. Best of Broadway at Savannah is postponed. The Vote Playwright Q&A at 1 p.m. Saturday at the studio is postponed. All government village buildings are closed. Habitat for Humanity groundbreaking today in Oxford is canceled. Animal Services, your Humane Society, closed today. Leesburg Community Society closed today and Thursday. Of course, all the schools, school events, and restaurants, FMK, all the FMKs are closed. Boosters Bar and Grill closed today and Thursday. McGrady's Pub closed today and Thursday. Tierra del Sol Bar and Grill closed today and Thursday. Show Kitchen at Sawgrass closed today and Thursday. City Fire closed today. Lighthouse Point, Lake Sumter closed today. Americanos closed today. Edna's on the Green closed today and Thursday. And
Racer Girl says, I have been an electrician for 30 years and my body is a wreck. So I threw my back out over the weekend. Catch this, the name is Racer Girl. I threw my back out over the weekend moving a car rear end in my yard.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing?
Solid waste pickup. Trash pickup in the village is handled by Jacobs. It's canceled Thursday and will take place Saturday. That's only pickup on Thursday, not Friday pickup. That's Thursday pickup. It will be Saturday. Trash pickup in the village is handled by Waste Management, canceled for today and Thursday. Makeup schedule is not available yet. Trash pickup in Leesburg for today is canceled. And I think that's probably all we got.
Also, I want to give a shout out to WrestleMania too. He's a moderator of mine. He helps out a lot. Him and his wife, Healthy Home Cooking. Both of them has a YouTube channel, by the way. WrestleMania and Healthy Home Cooking. She has. Well, you just have to go there and watch. And WrestleMania does a lot of product reviews and travel videos. So go there and check out their channels too.
Okay.
And Judy Payne, don't listen to anything she says.
She just says it's raining. Brenda Billingsley says, my daughter's in Tampa Bay, single-story home. She left yesterday. Yes. Like I said, most people did. Most people got a good start. And that's what you should do. And that way you don't have to worry about running out of gas. Get a head start. Like I said, we know about these storms way ahead of time. So you got time to plan on where you're going. And like the governor says, you don't have to go hundreds of miles. You just have to get far enough away that the storm is not going to be an impact on you, which they have a cone that they show on all the news programs, so you can tell how far you have to go. So you don't have to go to Georgia.
Paul Root says, do moderators have editing rights? No, they don't have no editing rights when it comes to my videos or whatever, even though I do use WrestleMania for a lot of things. But what they basically hear is, you never know when you go live what kid didn't go to school today and he just wants to create problems, or what person's been hanging around the bar too long and they want to put all these comments on there that's really inappropriate. And I don't catch them all. Sue doesn't catch them all. That's what moderators do. They can kick you off the channel. They can put you in timeout, or they can just hide your comments where nobody sees it. So, that's what they're there to do, help keep the channel going, keep it clean.
Yeah. So I think with that, I think we'll be out of here. And I said, don't forget. And I said, if you're subscribed, you'll probably get notified if you hit the bell.
Hopefully.
And so I said, we'll be on from time to time to let you know what's going on around here. So
she might. I'm not.
Otherwise, we're going to be fine, guys. Don't worry about us. So see you on the other side.
All right. We're out of here.
We're out of here.
Thanks, moderators.